What we do here is go back.
Welcome back to Best Pro Wrestling Commentary. This is Junior, here with my colleague Roman Pierce, here to break down Survivor Series and Raw, which, unfortunately, I have to say, is somewhat lackluster. I mean, had some bright spots. Obviously, seeing The Undertaker and Kane, Brothers of Destruction, against the Wyatt family. I like the match. Of course, I've been a huge Undertaker fan since I was a kid, so it was awesome to see him get the respect. 25 years in the business, that's very impressive, to say the least. My biggest beef with this whole thing, I was excited, when Seth Rollins was injured, not because he was injured, because I think Rollins has a great future. When Rollins was injured and they announced the tournament, that injected some excitement to me. But when you saw Roman Reigns and Dean Ambrose, I knew it was going to come down to those two, so that kind of killed any suspense for me.
So predictable.
Yeah, you knew it was going to come down to that, and Reigns beating Ambrose, that was pretty predictable too.
Right, maybe if he would have turned heel, it would have made it a little more interesting, right?
Yeah, Reigns is, obviously wrestling is scripted, but the beauty when it's good, obviously the fans, us as the fans, we don't know what's going to happen, so that makes it suspenseful. Before the show.
You know what else is scripted though? Big time movies. And you know what? We don't know the outcome, so that's not an excuse. So.
Yeah, in a bad movie, if you're able to predict the end of the movie, it's a bad movie.
Absolutely. And they have these award-winning writers that are supposed to be competing with the television shows on the USA Network, and we're able to predict what's going to happen. That's why you lose fans of WWE. This was a boring Raw. I didn't see anything entertaining other than, like you mentioned, the New Day.
Yeah, but they're funny. Honestly, the New Day generally brings a smile to my face. The trombone, they're getting way over with the fans, even as heels. So I like that. I'll beg to differ. Of course, unicorns. I beg to differ. I did like the Charlotte and Paige match. I thought was actually pretty good. Sasha, Becky Lynch.
Nice. We want Sasha.
I know. She has an awesome future. Like nothing compared to her match with Bayley and the two matches with Bayley in NXT.
They gave Sasha Banks and Becky Lynch 4 minutes.
It was a little longer than that.
It wasn't deserved.
Well, the Charlotte Paige match that lasted. That went through a commercial break.
Online, Mick Foley, he commented on how he traveled, him and his son, via vehicle for 12 hours to see the original match with Sasha Banks for the NXT TakeOver, and that was outstanding, but he was disappointed with the 4-minute show that they gave him, the time allotted, and I agree with that. And so for me, the Paige and the Charlotte, I know it was a rematch, and I don't know why they have to do the rematch the next day on Raw.
Her hand was on the ropes.
Yeah, but I just didn't feel the chemistry. They're both good superstars, they're great wrestlers, but I just don't think they have the chemistry that Paige had with AJ Lee. I think they need to do something more to that storyline,
Yeah, well, because Charlotte doesn't have the mic skills that Paige has, so she needs lessons. And it's odd coming from her father, who was one of the best promo people ever.
Well, see, that's the problem. There's always going to be an asterisk, just kind of like Triple H has an asterisk because he married into the McMahon family.
Yeah, but he was a good wrestler. You can't take that away from him.
I'm not taking that.
He was a great heel.
Of course not. My point is just that with Charlotte, she's always going to have that asterisk because she's Ric Flair's daughter. So I think she has major potential, but I think it just kind of leaves a bad taste in people's mouth.
Yeah, but with Charlotte, you can't take anything away from her. She's a good wrestler. Her in-ring abilities, that's obvious. Just when she gets on the mic, she's lacking. You heard when Ric Flair, when I was a kid, you hear Ric Flair on the mic, he got you pumped up, got you excited.
Well, see, that's interesting because in NXT, if you watch Breaking Ground in the WWE Network, you can see the promo classes that they do.
Great show, by the way. I watched that.
Fabulous.
It's a great show.
And it makes you wonder, when Roman Reigns and Charlotte, when they were at NXT, did they kind of get a pass during those promo classes?
Because of their family?
Because of who they're related to. That's what it boils down to.
Well, think of any business. If you go into a major company and your dad is one of the VPs, executive vice presidents or something, or the CFO of the company, you're probably going to get a little better treatment than someone coming off the streets.
Well, see, my dad isn't a VP, but we are the VP of Best Pro Wrestling Commentary, thanks to you.
We're the vice presidents of Best Pro Wrestling Commentary? Wouldn't we be the presidents?
We can be whatever we want to be. It's our world, Junior.
Okay, if you choose to be the second in command in your own world. Sorry, that's off the topic, people. Let's get back.
Scapegoat in case something happens,
Plausible deniability.
Invisible contacts. But for me, I don't know, I was bored. I was sitting there watching Raw, taking notes, watching it, but I was completely bored. And I was like, wow, this is such a waste of time. I just it was pointless. And the fact that Sheamus is with Triple H, and Triple H last week was talking about, come on, be my man, Roman, be my man. I don't understand that at all. I understand when Vince McMahon, when he was a boss against Stone Cold, that made kind of sense, right? Because the disgruntled employee and the boss. But with Triple H, I don't understand that. What do you get other than WWE Championship and being the champion, for Sheamus? How does that help Triple H though? By saying, hey, I'm gonna make you the guy that keeps the employees down and I win. I don't get that. If he was like taking their salaries, abusing them, switching up the storylines like that, that's just my rant. It's just so boring. I'm losing interest, to be honest.
Yeah, now I'll be honest. If you watch NXT, that seems to be more interesting than the main roster. But I mean, of course, I'm always going to watch Raw. But that was, like I said, I was excited about the tournament, and that just made it so predictable when I saw Ambrose and Reigns, and I had a feeling Reigns would win. And then once he speared Triple H, I wasn't surprised to see Sheamus come in. Although, like you said, an Ambrose heel turn would have added some spice, if you will, to the storyline.
I mean, as the fans have said, Sheamus looks stupid with his haircut. Now he's the World Heavyweight Champion. Where does that go? Is Roman going to chase him until Royal Rumble? I mean, what's going to happen with that? What do you think? Are they going to wait for Randy Orton to come back? Or John Cena to come back? I mean, it's just so stale right now.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. You're right. Like, will Sheamus even be champion in January? Who knows? Will he lose? Actually, no. I think he'll win in December, probably from outside interference. Maybe at the Royal Rumble, something would happen. But I don't. That's why, much I hate to say it. I mean, at least Cena's fun to hate. You can hate on Cena. Randy Orton, he needs to come back. And then I'm hoping in the Rumble, Daniel Bryan comes back.
Well, here's the thing, and this is what I'm wondering. When it comes to switching gears now with the Alberto Del Rio and Jack Swagger controversy and their feud. I mean, how do you see that panning out? Because me personally, I'm very disappointed, and I'll tell you why. When Del Rio came back, I was just like, oh great, they're gonna try to build him up. Maybe he'll be the next Eddie Guerrero or something to that, something there. But when they turn him around, now I guess he's turning on the audience. The Mexi America is gone. Swagger comes out and he's the All-American hero, talking about he swore an oath. I don't know if he ever joined the military because I don't know what oath he swore, but it's like they're making Del Rio the bad guy again. And what makes me question is if Triple H just brought him back because he saw him becoming a rising star, so he decided to say, hey, you know what, when guys are leaving the company, they're becoming rising stars, which could be fatal for the company if the stars were right and got together and created their own company. It's almost like he's burying Del Rio again, all over again.
I would say, I mean, Del Rio's a better heel than a face.
Yeah.
Although, I mean, we didn't get to see adequate time of him as a face, so maybe that could have developed more. But I mean, I was excited to see him come back when he beat Cena, but lately, yeah, he has been kind of stale. And I did notice, if you notice, Kalisto has actually talked more than he ever has. I don't know if they're molding him to be the next Mysterio or something, but
I'm pretty sure that's the route they're going to. I'm just trying to figure out what are they going to do with Del Rio. Is he just going to be, if he's going to be a heel, cool, you're right. He's a great heel. But I just wonder, are they going to bury him, always keep him as a mid-quarter? He is a USA champion. Will he ever get that WWE World Heavyweight title?
He's been the champion. Like a two-time champion.
Well, he's back. It's a new day.
Oh, yeah. Okay. It's a new day. But, I mean, we'll see. But it's just, this last Survivor Series, Raw, just nothing to get excited about, really, except for a few bright spots. So, I mean, end of the year, I do notice sometimes that happens. Probably in this part of the year before January. So, once January starts, you got the Rumble, road to WrestleMania, then things ramp up. But maybe that's just a normal lull. I'll go back to say, one thing that may help, bring back the draft. Bring back separate shows for SmackDown and Raw. Because basically SmackDown is Raw light. And it was much more entertaining when when SmackDown had its own storylines. You could develop characters better when you're not cramming them all into a 3-hour show.
Absolutely. So we'll see what happens with that. The pay-per-view was awesome. I thought it was really good. A lot of great matches. Seeing Taker and the Wyatt, as you mentioned earlier. A really great entrance. I thought that was a great
my only thing, I was kind of hoping Taker would come out in the original suit he had on in 1990, but that was like a skin tight, but he was in shape back then. Not saying he's not in shape now, but 25 years on
and where the heck is Sting? Is he coming back or what? What are they doing with him? With that character?
I would guess they're saving him for Mania.
Saving him for Mania so he can get buried once more.
My goodness, everyone's buried in your eyes. But it's not a conspiracy theory.
Why do you think the company has an Undertaker, okay? Someone's burying these guys, right? So with that, we'll have to see you again till next week. We'll see what happens. So for Best Pro Wrestling Commentary, I am Roman Pierce. He is LaRocha Smith, a.k.a. Junior. Make sure you check out his book, Lucid Nights, on Amazon. Check out the link at the bottom. Make sure you like and subscribe and share. If you got any comments, we will be interviewing the director, Larry Stanley. He's currently has a film in production right now called The Gray Agenda. So we'll get to that, and we'll see you soon for Best Pro Wrestling Commentary. Have a great Thanksgiving.
Good night.